Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm making a quick little video on my experiences with a narcissistic father, and I'm making this video because I'm pretty sure it's going to be helpful to a lot of people. And the reason why I think it's going to be helpful to a lot of people is because when you're dealing with a narcissist, and everyone of course is a narcissist, but I'm talking about a narcissist on the extreme end. um, you're dealing with a highly predatory personality. You're dealing with a personalities that's basically highly leeching, highly draining, highly life force taking, and um, and to start off, at least with my experiences with a narcissistic father is, and any narcissist probably that you all are experiencing, is that they have no personality apart from the bullshit and garbage they're always trying to sell you. And like that's immediate, and they have a wide variety of personalities. In one moment they can be highly diplomatic, charismatic. In another moment they're hyper competitive. In another moment they're the sweetest little boy. There really is no end to the amount of personalities and shows that that a narcissistic father, for example, can take on. I mean, it's and this is the confusing part because, um, in one moment it's like how can someone be in one moment this and then another moment that, like, like what are they exactly? And the answer is these people are just predators. And they're predators, and the reason why they take on these personalities is to fool you and to trick you into, for example, lowering your guard so that they can parasite off of your energy and take things from you. And dealing with, at least in my experience, is dealing with a narcissistic father. Their mind, they will study you till no end. They will look at your weakness like a predator drone, like the ones they used in Afghanistan. They're scanning the environment, they're scanning you, looking at your strengths, looking at your weaknesses, looking at where you're going, and they're going to plot and plot and plot and see how they can take you off of where you're trying to go, take you off of where you're trying to go, put foolishness into your mind, put distracting thoughts into your mind, have narcissistic rages that will scare you. They'll become hyper competitive out of nowhere. I mean, these personalities are highly dangerous to be around. And as I said, and as I'm making this video, I'm just looking at some of the notes that I made so that I don't miss anything. But um, and another thing, whether it's whether it's a narcissistic father, a narcissistic mother, both narcissistic people, the main thing about these people is control. Control. They love control. They'll control. They'll try and control you spiritually. They'll try and control you mentally, financially, any facet, anything within your life that can make you happier, better, more empowered. They will try and control that and use that as a tool to cause you to grovel and grieve and to be sad. And I mean, this is with a narcissistic father, things are always out of place. Things are not normal. That's what I can tell you. There's never a dull moment in this house, and I think, like a lot of people, many people, you're wondering, okay, well, what's going on here? Eventually, you're like, this is kind of weird, right? Like, how can somebody have this many personalities? How can someone be so sweet one instant, be so competitive in another? It's like, well, there's something not right here. And it's their ability to shape personalities, and it's really just a plot. It's a ploy to get around to you and to find ways to get into you. And you know, one of the things that I noticed growing up early on is, you can never be vulnerable around narcissists because they'll either use it against you then, or they'll use it against you later on. And the thing that I noticed growing up with a narcissist is they're always hanging off of hanging onto every and off of every last word you make. They're trying to so that, in the future, they can start to use it against you. They can start to use these vulnerabilities against you. They can start to use your ambitions and wills that didn't happen against you. And the reason why they want to do that is simply to cause you pain, to show you that you're not who you think you are. In their mind, they think, and this is from, dealing with a narcissistic father, is they come across sometimes as extremely self-righteous. Like, their ability to preach morals, their ability to self-righteously and purely justify the damages they're causing onto you is unlike anything I've ever heard or experienced from anyone. They will absolutely come across as the biggest priest. I mean, these people are so predatory. Like, I almost want to call them like pedophiles. They'll look for any kind of vulnerability and they feed off of that vulnerability like a pedophile. And they'll search and they'll search and they'll search until they'll find it. And as I mentioned, control is a big thing about this, and their desire to compete and to one-up you and to plot and plot and plot and scheme against you, and to turn family. They'll create disharmony within you, and then get family members to say, "Oh, look, he's acting out. Do you see this? Do you see this?" Their ability to scapegoat you in ways that I can't even. No human being has the logical or a coherent mind to process the amount of nonsense that goes on here, and I think that's what I've noticed with a lot of survivors of abuse. I mean, you're not the problem. You're not the issue. The fact that you can't even understand what happened is a good thing. The fact that you can't understand how this could have happened is a very good thing, because it shows that you do not have a predatorial mind, a mind that's very pedophilic, something that's looking and plotting and thinking of all these convoluted strategies 24/7. Only someone with a sick mind can do that, and your mind can't do that. That's why you can't understand what happened, and no one else who's experienced this will. I mean, it's beyond comprehension, it's beyond logic, it's beyond reason. And to give a quick story about some of the silliness of a narcissist, I started working out recently and started getting stronger, more energy in my body. And I found all of a sudden my dad is doing push-ups and he's running around the block like he's Donovan Bailey. And when you look back maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, anything that comes out of his mouth is a complaint, something that will sap and suck your energy dry. He's always tired, he's always this, he's always that, never enough energy, this, that. And all of a sudden, I'm doing push-ups and going to the gym working out, and he's doing push-ups, and all you see him all of a sudden running around the neighborhood and the block like he's Donovan Bailey. Like, I mean, the foolishness out of these people, your mind cannot even think in these terms. That's why part of dealing with a narcissist or any abuser is the healing journey, is reconciling the confusion, because you're confused and you're trying to make sense out of someone whose world and mindset does not make sense within a modern society, and that's the confusion. That's the confusing part. And so don't ever try to understand the games that a narcissist plays, because it'll only leave you confused. And I think one of the things with my dad is the moment he senses or picks up that you're understanding a facet of his personality, this always happens. He'll change it into something else, change it into something else, morph it into this, morph it into that. He's always on the run. It's beyond comprehension, the silliness from these people, and you've got to be careful, because if you lower your guard around a narcissist, they will absolutely, and I don't know if I just mentioned this before, but take you off your path of life. They will destroy you. You've got to be around people that you've got to find good support groups and people who can understand this. Maybe, if you will, comment in the section below as to the types of abuse and things you go through with these people, because it's 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 not logical. It's not, and to heal from this is a journey in and of itself. But just to lastly finish up, um, looking back, I used to have chronic fatigue like symptoms, always tired. And I was always thinking that's kind of strange. I'm really young. How can someone so young have chronic fatigue like symptoms? And the reason is because you're, at least I was, around a psychic energy vampire. These people, for whatever reason, have the ability to leech you of your life force energy. And, this is going to get a little spiritual, but, we all go to sleep and we wake up with a certain amount of energy, and our body produces it in a specific way. And this is my theory, because we live in a modern world. We're not trying to go kill a bear outside. There's no animal to attack. There's no monster that needs us to physically protect from. And so our bodies become not as strong as they can be, and we only have enough life force energy to do the things that our minds say logically we can do. But the predator will notice this and start to suck and sap your energy off of you. And they will psychically attack you and do all sorts of silliness with you. And one of the ways that I found a way around that is strengthening my body and allowing my body to carry a bigger energy capacity, and to have greater endurance, so that when these attacks, these energy leeching, these psychic energy vampires try and drain your energy, your body has enough stamina, it has enough endurance to pick up any of that slack. And I think I mentioned how obsessed these people are with control. Control is is their main MO. They will control you. Again, I think I've already mentioned this, your thoughts, your beliefs, your spirituality, like anything that can make you more empowered, anything that can take you to the next level of your life, they don't want. So you have to know this, and I think that concludes what I was saying. I just want to point out before I end this that the healing process of the narcissist is many and varied, and I'll make a video on this later. But the main thing is healing the confusion, because you're always going to wonder, how is someone capable of doing that? How could that happen to me? I didn't see that coming. No, it's only confusing because you're trying to make logical connections between the narcissist and what they do, like a normal person, to understand them. But with a narcissist, you can only understand them if you take them moment to moment, because every moment they're a little bit different, and that's part of their strategy to try and confuse you. That's their whole MO. And so you're also probably confused about, like, how could someone be that way? And the fact that you are confused and you feel this way, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, is a good thing, because that shows you're not a predator. You don't have that kind of mindset, that very sick and poisonous mindset that will essentially and absolutely, and from my experience, drain you of life. And unless you know that this is what you're dealing with, a highly dangerous personality, you are in for a rough ride, let me tell you. And I think that's all I have to say. I wish all of those who are watching this, all of the people going through this, I only wish you the very best. I wish you a lot of peace. I wish you a lot of clarity. And I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.